I got the good hair today. You guys see this? That's some of that good hair where it falls forward. You can't beat that. Um, how's everyone doing, man? Gator, stop dropping the ball in my lap. Uh, I hope everyone's having a good week. Happy Monday. I think I missed my sort of weekly Q&A. So been a little bit busy, but I wanted to talk a little bit about other than answer your questions, but I want to talk a little bit about something I did this week, and I'm doing again this Friday. So in the link in the description, you'll see a link to perseverenow.org. What that is a nonprofit that teaches prisoners how to code without the internet, by the way, which is one of the most challenging things I think any of us in software would ever have to experience. Can you imagine trying to learn to code with no background in it at all, with no internet? My goodness. So anyhow, I did some guest speaking to them, and that's pretty much typical class. Maybe one or two additional questions about how their history might impact them in the job market. Want to know about the industry, how to know what to look up, how to learn all the typical stuff that anyone who's learning a code would. But it's pretty cool. I'll be doing it again this coming week. There's two classes that I talked to. I think I talked to the night class, and then there's a morning class, and they'll have to enter the program and like qualify. And when they leave there, it goes to the nonprofit development shop where there's a job lined up, and they have projects, and sometimes they go, and the goal from there is give them the experience to go and then go get a relevant job and lower recidivism, so they can get on their feet with the good skills. So anyhow, if you have some dev experience and you want to do some guest speaking, I encourage you to click the link below and go ahead and volunteer. It's a good cause. All right. How am I doing? I'm good, man. I've been doing a little bit of mentoring. You can see I pinned the link there and attached it to the chat. Doing a little bit of house hunting. I'm looking at buying another house. So that's cool. Haven't quite found anything quite yet. So do you have any books or courses that you can recommend to teach the best practices or design patterns? There's one book that I definitely would recommend. Probably not necessarily design patterns. These are more principles. And that would be Clean Code. And I'll post this in the chat here. There you go. You're totally right. I had my interview for a primary front-end position at Microsoft. I was even told to be ready for a front-end design round. Do I do code reviews? On my mentoring, yes, I do. So I oftentimes have people want to do code reviews. It's hard to do in about 30 minutes. Typically what I ask is that you send it to me ahead of time. I'll do a quick run through, and then we might spend. So the way my mentoring works on the platform is we have 30 minutes a week of live one-on-one, and then on sort of unlimited chats. But yeah, so that's there. I am in the top 10% of mentors on the platform, mentor crews, according to what they tell me. But yeah, so I do code reviews. Most of it is a little bit of therapy, a little bit of a confidence boost, eliminating imposter syndrome. A lot of it's just providing direction to increase their skills and grow their incomes and things like that. It just helps somebody go from 50 to 80K. just help somebody go from 0 to 100K. um, so you know, it's been it's very nice to hear. One of the great things, I like mentoring, which is why I do this, right? Like this is a form of mentoring. But one of the cool things about mentoring on a one-on-one basis is you get to see, you get to have feel your impact a little bit more, because you sort of become friends a little bit, so you get to know people. It's very cool. Starting in June at Microsoft. Congratulations, Michael. Um, Good for you, man. Maybe we'll snipe you away at Amazon one day. Um, yeah, man, my dad's gonna come out here in a couple weeks. 3 weeks? Yeah, about 3 weeks. My dad's gonna come out here for a weekend. Um, be cool to get to see my dogs, the house, my girlfriend. Um, I'm excited for him to meet. I've met a lot of Kat's family. She hasn't met any of mine, so it's uh, I haven't introduced anyone in my family to anyone. Do you do mentoring per hours? Um, so typically, what I like to do is a monthly rate, and then the way it breaks down is it's 350 for the month, and we do 4 half-an-hour meetings once a week, so that we can continue that progress, and then the chats. Um, you can book me for 1 hour for 150, but that's not what I'm trying to do. I'd rather have it be consistent. And we can do those weekly check-ins. So hey, thanks, Shane. I appreciate it. Am I gonna buy a house in the greater Seattle area? Right now it's looking like I'm gonna be able to stay remote for a while. So I'm looking at buying a second house in the Tampa area. Um, the best JavaScript testing library. Well, it really depends on your use case, but I would say Jest is probably the most commonly used. It's very good. It's based off Jasmine. I'm a big fan of Jasmine. Um, so but yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Let me put on some good music. How's it going? Good, man. It's going really good. I was talking to Kat. I've gotten a couple of people who keep asking for her to come on the YouTube channel. I was like, maybe we'll get her on there. Uh, what's some front end tech that interests me? I'm definitely interested in learning GraphQL a little bit better. Um, there's things I like about it. There are things I definitely don't like about it. But there's things I think I could actually provide value on with it and improve. So hit you up for a code review or something? Hey, the mentoring's there, dog. Yeah. Yeah, GraphQL and REST both have their place in the world. Thanks for the courses and YouTube video. Thanks, man. Doing a coding assessment for a job for 70 to 100K. Good luck, man. That's life-changing money right there. Do you guys see that bug that's just flew in my face? But yeah, man, it's been yeah, good. Definitely good luck, man. It's and if it doesn't work out, don't sweat it. The fact that you're interviewing shows that you're ready. It'll just be in a second if it doesn't, but I think you'll do all right. As long as you take it seriously. So has anyone been watching My Hero Academia? On a side note, this start of the season has been kind of blah. I'm hoping the next year are gonna really start popping off. And usually, like the sort of training things are actually really fun. Um, I haven't been enjoying it though. I don't know. It's hey baby boy, thank you for the kisses. So second half of the season, all right. Do you prefer the reduced pattern? I prefer not using Redux as much as possible. Oh, hey, crazy. Baby girl. No. No. Back up. Come here. No. Oh my god, this dog. I'm trying to like get her to act normal. Right there is good. No. Gator. This is a PG stream, buddy. No. Gator. Gator. Take that shit elsewhere. I think Redux is one of the most overused things in React, in this sort of React frame. I don't think AOT is overhyped. Although I do think the last season the animation wasn't as good as previous seasons. But like that's just the reality, man. Sometimes there's nothing you can do about that. There's practical stuff, budgets and teams working on stuff and yo wild pups. What do I use instead of Redux? It's not that you shouldn't use Redux. It's that people need to be able to pass props better and manage the state of the. Oftentimes, Redux is the first solution, not the last. So you need to be able to manage the state of your application within your components, typically. So a lot of people just go straight to Redux. And that's a huge mistake. It adds complexity and a whole lot of other things that you don't need to do. And a boilerplate. There's so much boilerplate with Redux. Oh my goodness. So yeah, no. And people have that same statement about Angular. I don't find it to be true though. But I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I work in React, but I wouldn't say that I'm by any means like a super strong React dev. I work in a lot of different things now, like little things here, little things there. Not that I don't work in the front end, I do. Thoughts on Microsoft finally ending support for IE 11? I wonder what took them so long. I mean, truly, I don't understand why. I don't understand why I'm 33 years old and they're ending support for IE 11. When was IE 11's release date? All right, 8 years ago. That's actually sooner than I thought it was. What do you think makes a super strong React dev? I think you already have a flawed question. I don't think you should think of being a super strong React dev. I think you should be what makes a super strong front end dev. A company I acquired just got acquired by bigger companies. Several spare managers got laid off a few months ago. Will this be a red flag in the near future for us mortal employees? I can tell you that my general advice without knowing the details of anything is once people start getting fired, start looking. Now, if they fire people for one person because they're an idiot, okay. But when layoffs happen, I don't mess around with layoffs. Yeah. That's not to say that you can't. I'm just telling you what I do. Unless there's a financial incentive, the old golden handcuffs get me to stay. You're close to bonuses. You're close to vesting, whatever it is. I'd rather leave on my own terms, to a better situation than stay and be forced into a worse one. He says 2021, we're not savages. I don't, Eric told me. Eric did like a AMA for Career Karma, and someone was asking about me. He's like, just talked with the good people at Career Karma. A few fans were there. They asked where the coding god was. Civilized folk. We don't support IE. Yeah, man. We're not savages. I just don't know who even uses IE 11 anymore. I guess government. When I worked at a government, but this was like 5 years ago. Why is it 5 years ago Internet Explorer sucked and it was only 3 years old? Or 5 years old at that point. I guess 5 years is a long time in dev. Yeah, so it's it's just so strange to me, man. Like there's got to be security vulnerabilities in that 100%. Microsoft Career Site has a print button that only works on E6. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Uh, it says it in bold. At least they let you know. I bet it runs Flash too. Really got their way to promote their product. Yeah, dude. Uh, you guys know what I did the other day for the first time? I got my teeth whitened like professionally. You can't tell. But if you've never had your teeth whitened, it takes about 80 minutes. They did about 4 20-minute applications. My gums. Can you see no, you can't see. My gums are even bleached. This was like 2 weeks ago too. My gums are significantly pinker from getting my teeth whitened, and my teeth hurt for like 2.5 days. But yeah. So bright burned my eyes, I know. We're not moving. Yeah, that was the plan. But with COVID and working remote, it seems like that's gonna work out for a while. So gonna stay in the area as long as I can. It's been a topic of discussion with my work. So we'll see how it plays out. But it sounds like I'll be staying in the area for a while. So long so that I'm actually looking at buying another property. Dude, there's this one house that I saw. What's my stance on the corporate debate over remote / going back to the office dilemma? I think at least in the tech industry, there's going to be a lot of developers who are going to want to stay remote. I've been doing remote for about two years. I generally wouldn't mind going into the office if the commute wasn't bad and but having to relocate and the commute and the cost of living, I much more prefer remote. Um, I technically work for AWS. Um, but I think there are going to be orgs that are going to gain devs because they're more open to remote. I think there's going to be orgs that are going to lose devs that are open to remote. And I think flexibility hybrid is going to be more common. You work for Amazon and not AWS. I technically work for AWS. Just curious. I hear all the horror stories or dream job stories. I can tell you, I'm very happy with my Amazon job. I have been, every org is going to have their death march teams. I haven't seen or experienced that at all in my 6 months at Amazon. I'm very happy with the opportunities that are presented, the coworkers I work with, and I I think I think I'll be at Amazon longer than I've been at any other organization. So I'm very happy. Are you looking to be an L6, or are you looking to get used to the company org for a bit before really going for it? Um, I told myself not I was gonna take a year of being at Amazon before I even think of pursuing a promotion. Um, right now, I have really been the last year and change. I've really been thinking about how to um, grow as an individual and manage my mental health and be happier and things like that. So um, that's where my focus has been. That's why I stopped doing YouTube and the podcast. Cut back a few other things, and things I do like mentoring are things that I find are good for my mental health, or the time it takes away from focusing on myself is better. Um, so that's where I'm at. Um, do I want to be L6? Yeah. I'm also having an internal struggle between becoming a senior FE engineer L6 and a software development manager L6. Um, I want to do a little bit of research about that to see which one may be best for me. So um, you know, those are things that I've been thinking about. I don't know. So what is L6? You can think of them as every organization, Amazon and like Microsoft have, and like Facebook and Google all have these different categories, but there's essentially tiers. Um, like a entry level role would be an L4 for a software engineer. Um, an L5 is what I am as a front end engineer, and above that would be either a software development manager or a senior front end engineer, and that would be an L6. So then there's L7, L8, L9, all the way to L10. Yeah, Microsoft has like 40 bajillion categories. Um, but yeah, so I'm very much so interested in progressing my career. But this year, what level gets paid seven figures? I mean L10 usually. I would imagine L9 maybe. I don't know. There's not, as you imagine, the higher up you go, the less details you get, and it's going to vary by org. So uh, um, can you imagine making seven figures? The dream. The dream. Let me tell you, man. Uh, so, um, but yeah, so there's different sort of categories and tiers. That's what the L is. Certificate in cloud computing, or backend. Honestly, I don't know too much about cloud computing, so I can't really tell you. But whichever one you're more interested in, go towards. The more you make, the more Uncle Sam takes. That's how it works. But it's also the more you make. uh, so I mean, what are you gonna do? Not make more money? That doesn't seem like a great game plan. I'll be honest with you. Um, I'll tell you what. If you make more money, you don't want it. PayPal, brother. Yeah, paying more taxes because you made a lot of money isn't a bad problem. They need to cut the taxes. I mean, I agree, but I'm not trying to have a political talk, and that's usually the direction that goes. Flat tax. Listen, man, we ain't ever getting flat tax. Come on. Fire Force is on the to-do list. Is there a way to have it to not owe taxes? Aren't companies supposed to do all that? I hear once you start making 200K plus a year, you end up owing taxes. So now I'm scared of taxes. You'll be making more but losing more. I wouldn't be too worried about it, man. You'll be saving and investing. You'll be all right. Are you with your Microsoft come up? Is that you in that category? You in the yeah. All right, guys. It's time to go. My girlfriend's calling me, so have a good one. Bye, guys.